How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to finish up this little Cub Cadet 149 hydro. We're going to get her finished wired up. I got the switch in, and we're going to go through the fuel system on this and see if we can't get it all straightened out, and we'll get all the covers and guards, blower housing back on it, and get her running, and hopefully we'll be able to get this back to this guy. I'm getting tired of it sitting in the garage. It's kind of a pain in the butt where it's sitting. I have to shove it all the way over to my workbench so I can get my car in the garage. And don't mind all the junk in the garage. Eventually a lot of this stuff will be going, and I need to still do a lot of arranging. I've been bringing over tools from my other shop, and as you can see, the workbench is just cluttered as hell. And sorry, Jose. And today, I got the ultrasonic going. Got it preheating, so we can get the carburetor put in there and get her cleaned up. And first we're going to work on the carburetor on this and get it in the tank and get it soaking, and then we'll get the ignition switch all wired up. Still don't have an air filter. And when I ordered in the parts for this thing, I just kind of slipped my mind getting the dang air filter in. I have them down at the other place, but I don't have them up here, and the other place is an hour and 10-minute drive, and I was down there today, but I still forgot to get one. So I'll just order it in, and that'll be the last thing I'll have to do is just put the air filter in it. As you can see, this thing's been running awful rich. Got a lot of crap build up. Still working with the new camera, so don't mind you're gonna hear my autofocus going now and then. I can't do nothing about that yet. You know, it's all about the funds. And I can see that already we got screws missing for the air cleaner housing, and we got some funky screw in there now that doesn't belong in there. So we'll see what we can do about that. So let me get set up, and we'll get that carburetor off and get her in the tank, get her tore down in the tank. Take a look at the gas tank and see, make sure it's okay. So let me get set up here. Okay, like I was saying, this thing is either running awful rich, or we have a lot of blow-by past the intake valve. You can see that sucker's really cruddy. I'll put that over there on my little cart and get the governor off, and hopefully this little E-clip doesn't go flying across the room. Won't be the first time. Come on, you little devil. There we are. Definitely put that in a safe space so we don't lose it. Oh shit. I brought my damn metric wrenches over here. Oh well, that'll work. Let's get that choke cable off. like how they got this choke cable routed. Oh, nice. I like how they just put the cable in there and you can see they just put that cable in there and crimped it over. Trust me, I've never worked on this one before, so this wasn't me. Well, I guess whatever works for you. Alright, there's our carburetor. I'll get that. Ooh. Looks like it had some water in it. Got some water down inside of it. Definitely got a lot of carbon. But not a buildup. Some rust in there too. Don't like that. Now let's see. Yeah, aha. There's the problem. Somebody got a kink in that. Oop, probably couldn't see that. Sorry about that, guys. Have that on such of a angle down in there. Come up through. I may have to we'll see what I got to do to get that routed right. Okay, yeah, that's, let me see. Oh, there's that carburetor. Let me see how that, and a little bit of play in there. Main thing is we don't have any play on the top of that carburetor, very little. And don't mind the radio. I always have to have a radio playing when I'm doing stuff. I hate quiet. Okay, we'll get set up over there on the workbench and we'll get this tore down and get it in the sonic cleaner once it heats up. Looks like I'm still heating up over there. So we'll get this tore down and get it in the parts, I want to keep calling it the parts cleaner, but it's a sonic cleaner. Okay, let's see what kind of yummies we can find in this carburetor. Oh. Oh man, is that ever rough. Yeah. Definitely has been sitting a while. Pair of needle nose and see if I can get that. Alright, let's see if we can get that pin out of there. And gasket looks like crap too. You can see that's been in there a while. I don't know if that's going to clean up, but definitely try it. Let's see if I can. That's got a, in these Kohlers, it's got a rubber tip on it. That's the seat. Take that out of there. Let's see. Let's see where they have these. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 turns out. Definitely a lot of carbon on that. Still an awful lot.
I see the people, I'm like, this is easy and this is a dream. This is what I live for. And then I had to sing a song in my English class because I wanted an A+ on writing a poem. And I got it. But I performed it in front of like, what, 9 kids high schoolers, and my chest got so red and I was having full panic attacks.
For a minute there, I thought that was bent.
One kid was like, why is your neck all red?
No. Ooh, I don't know if I dare take that one up out of there, the motion tube up out of there or not. We can get some Wiener Slide. Let's hope. Nope. That is definitely not coming out of there. I'm going to end up stripping that. So we're going to have to leave that one alone. Should be alright with this sonic cleaner. Should be able to get in there and get that cleaned up. Let me get a socket to take that out. Yeah, it's not a corrosion on this carburetor. Pretty nasty. Hope that floats okay. Nope, she's not. Didn't sink. We'll find out when we put it in the cleaner. Now let's see if we can get this. Get that bolt out of the. The gasket's missing too. Okay, we'll finish waiting for that, for the Sonic to warm up. So we got a little ways to go, and get some of this stuff ready to go in. It won't fit in my little ball, but you can see I never used this yet. Okay. You know, wait a few more minutes for that Sonic to heat up and then we'll get our carburetor in it. Okay, we're close enough. We're going to go ahead and get this in the Sonic cleaner. Ooh, that's warm. What do you think? Is that carburetor going to be able to? Is that carburetor going to clean up? Should have got just a little bit bigger of a cleaner. Noisy little so-and-so. May have to come by and here in a little bit and turn that again. Turn that carburetor so it'll get it all clean. But she's doing the job. I'll let that run about 15 minutes. And I think I'll turn the float in that carburetor over and let it go another 15 minutes. So we're going to let this go about a half an hour and see if it cleans it up. Okay. Let me get set up for working on the wiring. Okay, got all set up here to start working on this wiring. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the solenoid. I disconnected the battery. There's a little booger. And I noticed there was only one left on it. Okay, that's our hot wire. That's our, well, not our hot wire, but that's our solenoid wire right there. Going down to it, and I see I have somebody else that wants to help over here. He's going to be up here in a minute. While he's on the tractor. Let me go get I got to get the right wrench here. And you can hear them. Another one of my little helpers. I have quite a few of them that like to come out and see what I'm doing. But they get bored quick. Not this one though. He loves getting into whatever I'm doing. Yeah, I see you. And don't rub on the camera. Might be somebody out there that's allergic to cats. And so we don't want to get somebody. No. Alright, come on. Okay, that's our solenoid wire. Like I said, it goes down. That one. Let's see if I can get my hand in there and get that out of there. And that's that. That's your neutral switch. Plugs onto your pedal, and when you depress it, then it'll start. Well, they got it bugged together, and this wire, as you can see, we got some bare spots. Oh, let me get you down there. I know. I'm gonna stick it right in your face. Can't see it on your forehead. So we're gonna change that out. That will be our solenoid wire. Throw that off to the side. Oh. Let's see, I need a pretty big, pretty heavy one for that, I think. We'll use some 14. And we don't have to go too far with this one, since we eliminated that crap down below. All we need to do is go from the solenoid now up to the ignition switch, which will be from there over to the ignition switch. So we'll use about that. Along in the tooth there. Let me see what I got. There, now we need up to our ignition switch. We got our new ignition switch here. This is a ignition switch for John Deere. Oh, let me get it down there so you can see it. There's the solenoid. We'll use a shielded push-on terminal on there. Turned my radio off because I don't know how they work with. Oh, yeah. How that works. You have music playing in the background, there may be some problems with it. This is a pretty nice old tractor. If it was mine, I'd definitely tear this thing apart all the way down and repaint it. No, I'm okay. I don't need your help. I have enough help. Let me turn that around so when I do put it up on there, Now you know you can't lay there and sleep. He wants to climb up on my leg. I'm going to put a little Wiener slide on that stud. That's better. And that's all we have to do there for the solenoid. Got that carburetor. I had to run that cleaner. Had to run that sonic cleaner about an hour and a half. There was a lot of crud caked on that carburetor, and I don't think this tractor's been run. They told me about a year, but I think it's been a lot longer than a year from the looks of it and the carburetor. So once we get this all wired up the way we want it, we'll get into that carburetor and get the fuel system all squared away. Okay, we're good there. Now this is our power. Like I said, I do have the, yeah, excuse my back. I did have to, or I didn't have to, but I did unhook the, come on out of there. Did unhook the battery, so usually there's a little clip on these that all you have to do is get it released and it'll come out of there. But this one got melted. Somebody really did some heavy cranking on this, having problems starting it, is my guess. Okay, well, we'll take that's the coil wire. Same thing. We got some brakes in it that I know will be arcing off onto the block or metal, so we're going to change the coil wire as well. The power coming up from the battery, this cable was pretty good. It wasn't a whole heck of a lot. I didn't find any breaks in it. Well then, if you're not gonna come out of there, I guess I should have done this in the first place. Why didn't somebody tell me to just go ahead and just cut that off and be done with it instead? Yeah, everybody wants to watch me struggle trying to get that off of there. Come on. See how you guys are? You like to watch me struggle trying to do something. Just wait until you want to do something. I'm watching. I'm going to let you struggle. Clean that guy up a little bit. Again, I'm going to use shielded female on that because I'm going to be plugging all these onto the back of the ignition switch. Okay, now we need a coil wire. And again, that coil wire, where'd it go? That's a pretty heavy coil wire. Kind of ugly looking there. So we'll shit can that. Oh, excuse the language. It's just the way I am. Fed through. It'll go there. And then this will reach up to our ignition switch. Cut him off. Again, we'll use a shielded female on it. Somebody's up here taking a bath on my seat. You're gonna be surprised when I gotta throw them off. Okay. And we'll slide that over so we can work on this end. This end we just need just a loop, an eyelet to go on that coil. Hopefully that nut comes off. Yeah, it does. Look pretty rusty over there on that coil. Now we got somebody else that might want to come over and help us. Okay. What's nice about these ignition switches is they're all labeled. We have battery, which our battery is this heavy one. We put that on the B, like so. And then at the top is the solenoid. We'll plug the solenoid on the top, and then we need to look for our I, which is ignition, and that one will go on the ignition. Oop. Hope you were able to see that. So as you can see, we have our battery, our solenoid on top, battery, and coil. Now, by all means, if I did everything right, which I followed everything, now we should be able to put the key in that and turn that over. I can hook up the battery. Now, before I do that, and I told you I wanted to, oh, wrong oil. Let me get some oil. I want to oil that starter generator. I don't know how long it's been since, oh, come on. Since anybody's put any oil. I suppose you would like to see what I'm doing, huh? Alright, let me back, why don't you back up a little bit? There you go. And put a little oil down that petcock, and we'll put some oil down in this one. What I like to use on a lot of these is bar and chain oil. That's really sticky, and it'll really lube them up. Okay, let me get set up. I'll get the battery hooked up, and then we'll test that and see what we have. By all rights, or by whatever, I should have hooked it up right. Okay, the only thing I don't like about using these John Deere ignition switches is the pin, the mounting pin is a hell of a lot smaller. Now we should have power. Yep. Turn it one click, we should have power to our coil. Now we got power to our coil. And it should turn over. Get off there. Alright. And she turns over, and it sounds like that exhaust valve is stuck again. But we can get this finished up this far, and I can work on, I'll get that freed up again. And okay, so what I have to do is, since that hole is so big for the ignition switches, I use an old nut, and I put it on the front side so I can get it tightened down where I want it. It's tight so it doesn't move. I'm hoping after I run this a while that exhaust valve it frees up and doesn't keep sticking. See, that wire wants to keep finding ground. See if my key is oriented in the right way. Yep. Drop a wrench and everybody runs. Alright, now that we got that as far as we can there, I'm going to work on getting that valve unstuck again, and then we'll get back to working on the fuel system. So once I get that all freed up, we'll go up and start working on the carburetor, and we'll get the tank squared away. Okay, everyone. Well, it's getting kind of late, and I think I'll end this video here, and we'll get back on it tomorrow morning and get her finished up and get it running and see if we can't get this thing out of the garage. So until next time, thanks for watching and thanks for hanging out and having some fun working on some old crap.